Hello, Earthling peeps out there. I have another video. Today's video, I am going to talk about how we can make that connection that we are so desperately wanting with our benevolent beings of the cosmos. And to understand that when we talk about wanting this reveal and everything, well, let's be clear, okay? Those that are in power, I won't say who, we can't rely on them, okay? And for the most part, there's so much corruption that they want you to fear what's out there in the cosmos. They want you to think, oh, they're gonna, they want to eat you, or they want to, all this stuff, and fill you with fear and everything. Because why? That's how they keep you enslaved and how they keep control of us, right? So, and the biggest way to do that and keep that power, because we have those power hungry humans out there, is to cause fear, guilt, and shame, right? And it's also important that we don't get stuck in our egos either. The beautiful benevolent beings of the cosmos, if we want to make that contact in that, we have to remember that we are actually supposed to be all on the same level. Now, you will have people who have bigger speaking platforms, people who are making millions or whatever, selling, books and all over the world and in movies or documentaries and stuff, and that doesn't make them better than you, okay? Nobody is supposed to be better than anybody, because as long as we have that mindset, we are hindering ourselves from making that connection with the benevolent beings of the cosmos, okay? And it works like a charm, because what do humans do? Constantly want to be out, better or something than another human, whether it's through like important positions or we are constantly doing this kind of thing. Look how when people are on jobs and that, right? And the people that will go and put a knife in someone's back because they want to be, have a bigger authority position in that. Okay, yes, money in that, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to, if it's going to like help your, I'm not talking about stabbing people in the back. I'm talking about like moving on up in the company, if you're doing it the right way and you're trying to benefit your family and others. But it's the power hungry people, okay? These kind of things, if you have that kind of attitude, you're not going to be connecting with the beautiful benevolent beings of the cosmos. And like I have said many times, if you are that way, or if you say, well, I love this person because they're just like me, but I don't love this person because I don't like, I heard their opinion the other day and I was like, well, let me tell you, when you're busy trying to be, I'm right, you're wrong, da 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 da, that's going to keep them away, okay? Because we have to be in a place of love and kindness and empathy and compassion, even for those who we don't agree with. Because the minute we're not, and we get caught up in our little egos that we're right and they're wrong, and that you might get contact, but it ain't going to be the contact with the right beings. They might pretend and say, oh, yes, we're love and compassion, and we encourage you to hate this individual. If they're doing that, they are not benevolent. You might think you're connecting with benevolent beings, and they might not come right out and say it, but if you feel like that benevolent being is going to agree with you 100%, that you have a right to judge this person because you don't like them and all this, you're not connecting to a benevolent being, sorry. You might be connecting to one who's impersonating benevolent being, but you're not connecting to benevolent beings, because the benevolent beings, okay, we can't have anger, jealousy, ego, fear mongering, all that stuff. That is not being of the divine human collective consciousness. So this is really important. But getting back to things, this is how, if we truly believe in our hearts that we want to make this connection, and that, don't wait for your ones in power to give you the green light to do it, because you know what? they are never going to do it. They are not, because they like having that power, and they're the ones loaded with all the wealth and that, and they could give a crap less about you, about me, anything. They like having control over us, okay? So it's really important, if you really want to make that connection, and that your heart has to be in the right place, okay? And trust me, we're all human. I have times where I get so mad and I might explode. Some video I watched or something I see in the comment sections and these negative things. But remember, there's a lot of bots out there. This was something Aurora and I were talking about, where they specifically, these companies put these bots in there, these big tech companies. They put these bots in there. Why? To keep you engaged and to keep you firing up at the other person or whatever, and that because someone might agree with that bot. And then all of a sudden you got all this chaos and all this, and everybody is, and what does that do to our energy? It goes straight down, okay? Now, do you think when your energy is down there and you're that the benevolent beings are going to say, oh, we welcome this? Absolutely not. Nope. So it's really important. We have to come from a place of love, okay? Love and compassion for all our human brothers and sisters, okay? And that's not easy, like I said, but we have to, even our enemy, we have to find a way to send them love. We don't have to run up and say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm ready to go hang out with you and all this while you're sitting there and harming others and all that. No. But we don't want to bring our energy down through this space of hatred. The minute that we are taking on their hatefulness, their miserable attitude and everything, because we think, well, we have a right and it's justified in that, well, they pissed me off. So the minute you do that, your energy goes down and you are not resonating with the beloved benevolent beings of the cosmos, right? And I was really excited. I love to watch Stephen Greer, and I think he brings up some very valuable points in that. And everybody is capable of connecting with these benevolent beings, okay, through CE5s and that. And I would say, if you want to understand CE5s, which is reaching out to our benevolent beings of the cosmos, definitely check out Stephen Greer, because I think he's really got a good protocol for it. Now, for me, my personal thing, I like to do a meditation, okay? If you've never meditated before, you can simply, there's many things on YouTube and that where you can actually, just listen and put yourself. Now, it's not easy at first. I have to admit, when I first started meditating, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, okay? But it's basically, you want to put yourself in that calm, relaxful state, right? And I usually, now when I do meditations, I'll close my eyes and I'll go and I'll take in some breaths. It's really important, your breath work, and I will fill up my diaphragm, hold it a minute, then release. And I'll do that a few times, and then I'll say, I surround myself in the white light. Imagine like a sphere of translucent energy ball around you, right? Just this perfect sphere, and you're cradled inside it. It's warmth, it's love, right? And then I like to, when I'm doing my breathing and that, I'm imagining, right, filling up myself, filling up the space from my feet on up into my body, right? Going through all the chakras and that, this beautiful warm light traveling up, all the way through into my crown chakra, right? And, again, still breathing, releasing. And when I'm releasing, I'm imagining things like sending out beautiful, loving energy for the equal balance of the masculine energy, the feminine energy, and this green light that's just kind of going and reaching out of this beautiful space and just circling, not just around me, right, but coming out through the the perfect sphere, and just slowly coming around and developing around all the planet, the animals, the other human beings, and that even the human beings that I don't agree with, even the human beings that have got me so angry. Why? Because when I'm doing that, I'm raising my frequency, and I'm trying to get in with resonating with our benevolent star beings of the universe. So it's really, really important that we put ourselves in that place. And when you do, and that, then you can maybe try and just come on outside or whatever. Or if you're already outside and meditating, I like to meditate a lot of times in nature when I can. Just send all that out to the skies, and you'd be pretty amazed at some of the things you might be able to catch. Sometimes, it's not going to be every time, but it doesn't matter because it's all around us. It doesn't have to be up in the skies. Okay, yes, it's cool when we see things out there, but the different dimensions in that, these beings in that are, when I say the beings of the cosmos in that, it doesn't mean that they're all just sitting around and floating around in space and just, no, they're all around us. We can't physically see them, but that doesn't mean they're not there, and sometimes we get lucky, we might capture something in a picture in that. And for the longest time, I think we always assumed that, I used to, that if I saw an orb in the picture, like a colored orb or something, that it had to be a spirit, right? A human spirit, but not necessarily. These beings are around us, and they're waiting for us to reach out to them. Now, we can't demand them and say, you got to, because they're not going to come like that, but you can ask them. You can ask them with true intent and purpose of being authentic and genuine, coming from a place of love, and wanting to spread that healing and connecting, in a way that definitely is peace, love, and joy from your heart. And that will help you to connect with our benevolent beings, because if you're wanting that disclosure, and you're waiting on it from those that are in power in that, you might as well forget it. They're going to give you the same BS over and over and over again. But on top of it, they're going to make you fear. Oh my gosh, it's so funny to me. I was talking about this with Aurora on our last podcast. And I've heard people that they assume that if it doesn't look like them and talk like them, it's evil. Oh, it's a demon. No, I happen to disagree. I think your real demons are the ones that are dressed in a suit and tie and making loads and loads and loads of money and don't mind a bit hurting others. There's your demons. So anyways, that's my video for today on that. And I just want to let everyone know that I know I'm going through some really tough stuff right now, but I'm trying not to, as I said in a previous video, it's like my mother said, what does worry do? Does it solve anything? No. So I'm trying not to let my mind go there too much. It's natural that we're human. We're going to have our worries and that. But, I think things will turn around. I really do. So on that note, I will end this video in a little love light language. And by the way, I will be making a light language video later on. Okay? Anyways, here we go. Alright guys, have a beautiful, amazing day, evening, wherever you are out there around the world. Sending you light, sending you love, sending you peace. Bye guys!